Well, hello, and welcome back, once again, to our Minecraft survival series, for its 11th episode. Now, if you watched the last episode, which I imagine a lot of people did because there has been a tremendous amount of support on that previous video, which I'm super excited to see, you will know that we have accomplished quite a bit of stuff since the very beginning, and particularly in the last episode, we set out quite a few goals and we have completed them fairly well. Namely this cow platform over here, which somehow either those cows escaped or those cows were just there to begin with. Whatever the case, we do manage to still have some in there. We also managed to get some shiny new enchanted diamond armor for ourselves on our new skin as well. And I'm not sure if we actually accomplished anything else. I could refer to the previous set of goals that I had because they're in the notes, the notepad right next to me. Okay. I'm looking at it right now, and I'm seeing that the diamond armor and its related mining, the enchantment of that diamond armor, and the construction of this animal farm over here was all the major goals we accomplished last episode. I had a third one that I did not manage to get to, and I think that that will be the goal for this particular episode. As I've written down in my new page here, we're going to build the basement that I promised to build. And I have some other ideas in mind. I think we will get to them as we get to them. But for now, let's think about that basement, why don't we? Now, for the idea that I had for this, I wanted it to, well, first off, I wanted it to be under this second room, but for the second point, I wanted it to be made out of a specific building material that we have not yet acquiesced, and that material is stone bricks. Now, I know how you make them. I know the rough method to acquire the materials you need. So this should be a fairly linear and smooth process. So let's get started, why don't we? I think that probably the most difficult part of the process is going to be actually having enough coal, because we need to cook this cobblestone that we have in order to make it into smooth stone, which we can then use to build our stone bricks. So we need to go get some more coal. Now there is coal hanging out around our house. In fact, there's tons up on these walls. But I'm not sure if it's just some strange lazy motivation to not build up there, or some desire to break out into adventure again. But I think that instead of going on those walls to get the coal, we are going to go on a brief stint into the mine shaft. Because I know that there is a grand abundance of coal, especially in the new branches that we have not yet fully explored. And that there is just, there's so much of it down there that I figure that we could mine so much of it and we would still have so much left. So I think for both exploration and longevity's sake, we'll go down there and we'll find out what's what. Now I hope that there's coal in the immediate beginning of the mine shaft, because I don't want this to be a super mining heavy episode. We've had quite a few of those along the series so far. I mean, if it's what we need to do to make further progress in this series, then so be it. But I don't know. I don't want it to be too monotonous. I want to have a different set of goals and a different set of tasks that we accomplish every time we play this game. So we'll try and maintain that, but for now, we need coal. And so we should do whatever is necessary to acquire it. Now, in this particular mining expedition, I'm only going to be focusing on coal because, frankly, our supply of iron and diamonds is so enormous that we don't really need much more at this rate. I think for now, coal is the absolute priority. And if we end up needing any more iron or any of the other various resources around in the near future, we can always come back here. We are very familiar with that concept, so there's nothing stopping us. I think, yeah, we should focus our goals in this... Wow, that was loud. We should focus our goals this time into just getting what we need done. And then afterwards, if we have some free time, sure, we can come find iron, but it's not my primary goal in any case. In good news, though, there is definitely plenty of coal available in these parts of the mines. So we will have very little trouble re-upping our supply. Now, I think ideally for me, we would get a huge abundance of the stuff so we don't have to come back down here for a very long time. We will see how feasible that is, depending on how much we can find. Hopefully a large amount, and it's looking like the cave is being merciful and providing me what I need, which is a good start. Of course, it could turn on me. This all could go very wrong very quickly. But it has not yet, so I'm thrilled enough at that. And currently we have 54 coal, almost a full stack, which is pretty wonderful, but not quite enough. I think we want at least a stack, if not maybe even 2 stacks. If I can find 2 stacks, I'll take it, and we will use those resources very effectively. We already opened that chest, and I don't know if we've been that way, but it looks like it's a very obvious dead end, so we will leave it be for now. And get some more coal in this area very nearby. And, of course, we are... Sorry, excuse me. Of course, we're being thwarted by the caves in other ways. Case in point, the gravel deciding it needed to stage an attack on me. Which did hurt me. Just a little bit, but it did hurt. So, this just in. Gravel is a certified bully. You don't want to encounter gravel when you're in your classes or when you're out on the playground, because gravel will take your lunch money. So let's try and avoid that happening any further. And explore these depths that we still have yet to actually fully conquer. Because last time we found a very, very large sub-branch of the new mine shaft that seemingly didn't really have an end to it. It just seemed like no matter how far we went, there was always a new path to travel along. Did I leave any coal in here? No, I didn't. Unfortunately. I didn't leave resources for myself in the chests, but I did leave resources for myself buried in the walls. Because from what I recall, I already had a seriously full inventory, and I think I had priorities placed elsewhere, namely in diamonds. And since that priority has been mostly fulfilled at this point, we can now come back here and get some of the more pedestrian resources. I suppose while we're doing this, I can ask how everyone's doing. I've been doing very well the past few days, actually. Today's my brother's birthday, so I'm wishing him a very happy one. Hello, zombie. Would you like to wish my brother a happy birthday? And just plenty of other things have been happening in the recent days that have just led to a very satisfying and positive overall week. So, I think that that's a good start. Now, finding my way out is as simple as following the route I took out. I never know how to pronounce that word. Is it route? 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 I'm not sure. One day I'll understand the way English works, but today is not that day. It was this way, and not down here, but some other direction. Yep, I said this way on my map, on my sign thing, so it must be this way, and it is. Good to know that I did not misplace my navigation and attempt to deceive myself, assuming I was under some sort of mystical hex or daze while down here previously. Good to know that that was not the situation, and that we are not being haunted by any evil spirits, as far as I know. If anyone has beliefs any otherwise, please do inform me so I can confirm that. There's definitely plenty of gold around here, but again, gold is not where I'm placing my priority right now. I mean, I'll take it if it's standing on top of the coal that I need, but my priority is in these house essentials, alongside the laundry detergent, the pots and pans, and the stacks of rotting flesh. These are essentials to every home, and I will not hear arguments to the contrary. Regardless, we have now managed to recover a significantly huge amount of coal. Almost 3 full stacks at this point, which I think is well good enough for our current objective, because from what I understand, we only need 8 pieces of coal to smelt an entire stack of cobblestone, or an entire stack of anything, really. We only need 8 pieces, so we'll be able to smelt a grand amount of cobblestone. However, in that same regard, we don't have very much. We will be able to get more as we mine out the area where the basement will soon occupy, but we may even have to come back down here at a later point in the episode to mine a whole bunch of stone, which will be even less interesting than the events that just transpired. But I will try my best to avoid that if at all possible. And hey, look at that. It's daytime. That's pretty awesome, actually. And then just as I come out, I notice the fact that there's some very low-hanging coal right outside of the cave, and a lot of it at that. Oh well, it's just more coal that I can take right now to have an even stronger present supply. I guess we're getting into the coal mining business. I would say call me Rockefeller, but I'm fairly certain Rockefeller was had to do with iron mining, not coal. But whatever the case, we have expanded our mining operation and we are now running a successful capitalist business. Except we aren't, because we have not yet managed to make our goods saleable. It's entirely possible that we could, but I would need to establish a trade network with the townspeople in the villages, and I haven't done that yet. I don't even know if you can do that. Oh well. So now we have a humongous amount of coal, and we will take this time to smelt what cobblestone we have left. I'll just leave a full stack in there for now, and I suppose we can actually start work on the excavation. Now, I believe I want the the staircase down to it to be right here. Because I think it would blend in and it would fit fairly elegantly. Just trying to make it classic linear staircase down. Probably one more. So we have at least a little bit of room above our heads. And this is right where the stone begins, so I'm just going to try and get the rough dimensions of the room laid out. Okay, we got to go one more, I think. Do we? No, we don't. I should actually really dig up to see where the wood is, because we can look at the underside of the floor and determine where the edges of it are based on when we stop seeing floor, and that's where we stop seeing it. So we know that this corner is going to be a wall. Ow. I don't know why I said ow, that didn't even hurt me, it just kind of startled me. I suppose that's a fairly normal and natural response to such a thing happening. At the very least, it happened instinctually. So, I don't know. Human brain is very mysterious, and if you come to me expecting me to perfectly understand its mystery, I'm glad that you have high expectations in me, but I regret to inform you that I don't have that kind of knowledge handy. Oh well. We're just playing Minecraft. We're not looking for science lectures or psychology lectures or anything here, are we? If you were, well, not yet. I'll put it at that. There we go, that's the end. And now I just mine through and hopefully, yep, we end up seeing the place where we've already been. And now we can start the longer process of both mining out the middle and getting the actual dimensions of this place laid out permanently. Now, I suppose there's technically nothing restricting us except for running into the surface, which is a plausibility. I don't think anything else, though, is restricting us from making this really as big as we want it to be. If we want a huge basement, I don't think there's much stopping us in doing that, besides our own resources. Namely these stone bricks, because I know that I don't know if they take more resources to craft than they... I don't know if they take more resources to craft, or if they, like, have... I'm not sure what I'm trying to say. Because I know that some things, when you craft them, you put more of the crafting item into them than the finished item you get out. Like, fences. You put 6 sticks in, but you only get 3 fences, I think. So, I'm not sure how that works for stone bricks. I don't know if it's a 1-to-1, or if it's slightly better, or if it's slightly worse. We will find out. Excuse me, wow. My body is fighting me. Let's just get this wall dug out, and then we can hopefully... Yeah, we've got quite a bit of stone, and actually quite a bit of new cobblestone available, which is great, actually, because that means we can reload our furnaces with a fresh stack of each, and we can even start a brand new one with a whole stack and do this quite quickly. Now, I know the recipe for stone bricks is... Yes. Okay, it is a 1-to-1. So I put 4 stone in, I get 4 stone bricks out. So I of course won't need as much as I mined out. So theoretically we should have way more than we need by the end of this. But we'll see how quick it goes, because this could either be very slow or really fast, I'm not sure. The good thing about stone bricks is that you do, in fact, get them back after breaking them, which is not the case for stone. At least the stone that spawns in caves and whatnot. I'm just getting rid of all the dirt for now. Now, I think actually we could put stairs over that and it would be fine. So I'll build a few stairs. I don't think I'll need more than 8. That should be fine. And then I just construct this. Ah, okay. So this will actually have to be a little bit more. I suppose I could break this out, or I could just. It's gonna be a little bit more of an engineering project than I thought. Yeah, I suppose I could break this out and then it would be fine. Because I do want the stone stairs to start here. But if I don't do it like this, I will hit my head on the roof. Oh, that doesn't work either. I guess I'm gonna have to move it forward a little bit like this. I need to break out another one. I'll just make it look better, hopefully. Yeah, that still works. It's functional. It works. There's nothing super apparently wrong with it, except for the fact that it's not done yet. So let's just try and make this look fairly streamlined. I don't know if I like that gap being there, so I may try and fill that in with a wood plank or something similar. Or maybe just a couple logs to make it look more continuous with the whole design of the house. We'll see how I like it. Oh, don't tell me I'm 1 short. I cannot accept the fact that I'm 1 log short. Oh no. Really? Oh. I have to go get 1 log. Do I? No, I don't. There's a better way to do this, but I don't know what it is. I'm gonna have to think about this one, but I think I'm just gonna leave it like that for now. Because I don't know what I could possibly do to make it look better. I mean, I guess I could. I guess I could build a wall like this. Yeah, that I like that better. That feels a little bit more correct. So I think we'll run with that for now. And I'm just trying to conserve as much bricks as possible by making sure that we only need to place as much as we're going to need. And I do want the roof to be lower than this. Oh goodness, I've designed this in a very peculiar way. I guess we're just gonna have to run with this wood roof, and we're just gonna have to build around the perimeter, which isn't exactly what I wanted to do, but it's gonna have to work for now because my brain is struggling to figure out the engineering. Did I grab? Oh, I grabbed the wrong furnace. And good to know I can also use the shift-click thing for the taking stuff out of things. Okay, well this I'm going to have to do manually because that's just going to not work at all. How many can I make? Looks like 22 times 4, which is 88. That should be enough to get this basic stuff done. Okay, I won't need it in that corner right there, the one that this stuff. I won't need to place stone bricks there because that's not going to be seen. But I will need to place stone bricks everywhere else. So, it's not exactly resource cheap, but it's not the most expensive thing we've built yet either. Hope we don't break through the floor. It looks like we just barely managed to avoid breaking through. So it looks like we can't actually further expand on that side without bursting out onto the surface. Now, I do suppose we could have some sort of cellar entrance. Like a, 1950s nuclear bunker. I think I want to make this a little bit bigger. I'll see how far I can expand this way. Looks like one more, so it will just be slightly bigger. Nothing too amazing, but then again, I probably don't need this much space anyway. I want to have it because who knows, maybe this will become a huge house at some point, and then I will need a ton of space for a ton of resources and whatnot. Now I will mine. Actually, what I could do is expand this way. That could work because I know under the house is... I know I built the house on fairly flat ground, and I know what the level of the house is. I think we're going to expand this way. Now, of course, that does mean we're going to have to place a bunch more wood down here, but that should be fine. Nothing impossible. So we will just make... Yeah, let's just make this really big. Why not? I guess we're going to have to place torches either on the floor or on places where we've already finished building. And we're going to have to go get more stone bricks in a second. Good news is, because we're mining cobblestone constantly, we just can constantly replenish our furnaces. And hopefully not run out of the resources we're using anytime soon. That could be a cool little place for a chest or two. So I think we will actually utilize this part as a little bit of structure. And then we'll find some way to make it continuous with this. I guess we could just build a wall. See, I kind of know how I want this to look in my head, but not, like, definitely. Like, I just know I want a big empty room down here. Not empty when I'm done with it, but empty for now. A big room with a lot of space and plenty of things down in there to do various tasks. Let's just quickly replenish all our furnaces with the cobblestone that we've been finding, and then do this to split that apart. That brings us up to 18, which is slightly less than before. My brain can't do the math for some reason right now. I think we're up to 80 because I had 64 and 16. That sounds right. So we'll just keep going on this until it's the size that we want. Yeah, I definitely do want it to be a little bit bigger. I tell you what, we will go... Oops. Is that where the wall ends? Yes, it is. We will go 1, 2, 3, 4 more this way. Because that seems like a sizable room to me. I actually totally forgot what the math work was for it here. So from there, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. From there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Theoretically, if I mine through here, I should just come straight across it. Yep. Math works out. Pay attention in math class, kids. Because it comes in very useful, even if it's super basic stuff like that. I mean, at least when you're playing video games like I am. Listen, playing video games needs math skill too. So, just focus on math. It comes in handy. There's no shortage of dirt down here either, but I don't know of any immediate uses for dirt outside of expanding farms, possibly. Yes. Okay, yeah, we will definitely have to place some more wood. But that should be okay. I don't think we're leaving the borders of the house at any point, so any wood that we place will be under the foundations of the house, so it should not be visible from the surface, hopefully. I don't know if you can tell, but I haven't perfectly planned this out. I just said I was going to do it, and then that was about the end of the thought process. We will make it work. Get this big area dug out. See, I'm liking how this is coming along so far. It's just very clearly not done. It's a bit of a complicated procedure doing this, but it really is just building a box with walls. Just instead of placing the box in open space, you're digging out space for the box. You know how that stuff works and all that. Now, I don't know if I like that, but I have an idea of how to obscure it. So we will make it work, but for now I need to finish these walls. Which could be a bit more of a task than I initially thought. Given that I didn't really plan out the size of this basement, as you can tell. Get that placed all up in there. And that is that side wall done. Then this side, I'll just do all the stone mining first, so A, more resources available, and B, so I can use the shovel for the top part, and only the shovel. Leave the corners alone. It's so dark, sorry about that. It's like, I'm making it actively impossible to see. I know it's nighttime outside. I'll go deal with all the monsters in a second if I need to. As long as they're not in my house, I don't especially care. Okay. Besides the floor, which we could make either more stone bricks or wood, I'm thinking stone bricks, we are actually pretty close. Now, for my idea of how to make that whole jutting out piece of stone bricks in the ceiling obscured, I think I'm going to turn to our good old friend, the wooden slab, which worked pretty well for the roof of the house expansion. So we will see how well it works for us in this situation. We should only need that many, because this is not going to be a huge thing to deal with. I'm just going to do like that. And, well, it still looks a little bit jarring, but it looks less peculiar. Oh, wait, I need one more slab. That could actually be totally fine. Do I have any more planks? I can make more planks. Get 6 more, and then just do a wraparound thing on the corner, which should help with continuity a little bit. Yeah, that feels better. Whether or not it actually is better, I don't know. That's up to you all, really. But for me, I find that feels better. Now, we're going to need far, far more spruce planks because there are very obvious patches in the roof that are missing. But it doesn't look like it's going to be that big of a task. But for now, the big task lies in, well, a couple of things actually. Mainly the floor, which is what we're working on now. And then lighting. And then actually outfitting this place, which will be another important step, but we will get there soon enough. Now, am I aware that I'm actively taking out all the light sources that I currently placed? Yes. But I want more permanent ones, and I'm going to get those placed soon enough. Now, as for what we could use, of course we could use torches like we've been using, but also I just recalled that we did go on an outing to the Nether quite a bit ago, actually, as of this episode, and we got a funny little resource called glowstone dust. And I assume we can turn that back into glowstone if I haven't already. I don't actually quite recall at this current point. If I have, then great. This will be a very easy and smooth process of actually lighting this place up, because I have an idea of how I want it to look. If I haven't, it should be a very simple crafting process, because I remember the recipe from someone. Oh, it wasn't as satisfying as the previous time where I don't remember what it was that we finished super satisfyingly. I think it may have been the animal platform, actually. You just get all of this stone left. I am aware that I have little to no room available in my inventory, but I'm trying to make it work. This should be all that I need to finish the floor, maybe. I hope so. That would be awfully convenient, but it's fine if it isn't. Oops. It's gonna be plenty. There we go. Now, onto the task of the roof. I should have planted more trees in between episodes, but I know for a fact that trees are kind of near to us, and we can also shift-click these items, which is super awesome. I love that because it just makes everything so much faster, and I'm glad that I actually started doing it, because now I'm not losing my mind dragging everything individually, which was, though kind of methodical and relaxing, a bit infuriating at times. Let's go and get ourselves a couple trees, why don't we? We should only need a small handful of logs, because the patches on the roof that are missing are rather small. I think it's probably at max like 20 pieces of planks missing from the upper part. So that should be a right quick job to fix and not have to worry about. And then the roof will be done and the actual structure will be done, leaving us with only the task of lighting and the task of outfitting. Now I think I want that basement to become my furnace department, and I want to have a great deal more furnaces than I currently have, because I think that splitting the smelting job among way more tools will make the job much faster. So theoretically, if I had a stack of iron ore, say, and I had 8 furnaces, I could split the stack into 8 pieces and have the whole thing done in an eighth of the time. A lot of 8s there, but I guess this game with its retro styling does take on 8s very nicely. 8-bit, you understand. This should be plenty of wood. It is almost definitely too much, because I know 16 logs makes a stack of planks, and we do not need anywhere near a stack of planks. Our farm is doing quite lovely, but I will leave it to actually finish growing. I hope there's no consequences to that. I don't think there are. Yep, we have got so much excess that it should not be a problem at all. Now, theoretically, we should only see logs under these patches of dirt, because this is where the foundations of the house are, and would you believe it, I was right. If this is exactly 20, it's not. It's 17. Not a fun round number. Oh, I missed a spot of stone bricks. Oops. I will get that. I'm sure that people would have screamed at me in the comments section had I not seen that. Or maybe not. Frankly, everyone seems to be super nice in the comment section, very helpful, give me a lot of tips and knowledge and whatnot, and a lot of praise, which I'm super happy to see, and I'm glad that everyone's enjoying it so far. Thank you so much for your continued support. Okay, so as it turns out, I did not actually craft my glowstone into my glowstone dust into glowstone, but I think it's yes. I guess we'll just make all of it into glowstone blocks because we don't have any other purpose for it, do we? That leaves us with 34 pieces of glowstone. Now, I kind of want it to be seamlessly integrated. And I think the way I'm going to try and accomplish that is by insetting it into the walls like this. And by avoiding the roof, I can both maintain the regular structure of the house and also make it look nice and elegant. There we go. That was proving incredibly difficult to grab there. Can't quite reach that stone brick. Let me get that. There we go. We'll do this in all the corners now, of course. Gotta be thorough. Who knows? This might even provide some lighting to the upper parts of the outside, if it's strong enough. Now, if we take out all the torches, we see that we're still not quite there. But, oh, those are stairs, right? I can't replace those. There and there. Not there. That's a part of the staircase. That doesn't work because it's very dim in there. Maybe in the wall? Just a full glowstone wall? That's better. Yeah, that works. Now, luckily, I did actually make this symmetrical. At least, I think I did. I think I made it. I think I made it fairly uniform symmetry, so I can actually light up most of it by just filling in the middle gaps on the walls. Now there's still some dark spots. I mean, we have more glowstone. I mean, I know I could just do like a constant band around the top part there, but I currently do not have enough glowstone for that kind of lighting. So we will just make it sort of symmetrical and nice looking for now until we can manage to make it better. But I think that for our applications, this is plenty well lit, and if there are places where it's not as well lit, I suppose we can just put a torch down and have it look not super out of place. It looks just in place enough to not bother me. But I think that this is fairly good, actually. And I think that with that, the basic structure and lighting of this basement has been pretty much complete. Now at this rate, all we have to do is actually outfit it with various things, including but not limited to a furnace array. Now for that, I do know we need just normal cobblestone. So I'm just going to make as many furnaces as the game is going to allow me to make with 2 stacks of cobblestone, which I believe is going to be 16. Assuming I can, oh yeah, I can divide them in my inventory so I can distribute them. And then let's see if this works. That should work out to be, yeah, just enough for 16 new furnaces. And these 3, we can just straight up take. We can just take them out of this top part to give us more room in our front entrance chamber, I suppose. Now we have an option with these furnaces. We could actually set them in the wall if we want to. And because this is 9 blocks across, I know that if we do 2 high, we will have 1 furnace left over. So I think I'm going to do that, actually. I like the idea of a furnace wall. Actually, I got a last-minute idea that I think could actually work a little bit better. This is 7, 14. So if I do 5 up here, I can now use every single furnace and put them in a pleasing arrangement. There we go. Now that is pretty lovely. Now, of course, we have the unenviable task of dividing the coal among all of them. I'll see what I can do about it. Hopefully it's not too bad. Well, I know that we have 19 furnaces, so we need to split the coal into 19 stacks. Now, I will not have enough inventory room for this, so I'm going to have to do this a little bit at a time. Put that in there. Put that in there. Put that in there. Put that in there. And put that in there. So that's the top row done. And then there and there. Alright, that's our first stack done. And then we can split this up more to do the remaining, to do the, and sorry, that was really good. The next 8 is what I'm trying to say. Speech is a little bit hard for me right now. Excuse me on that. And then I think that should leave us with just about enough. Oh no, we're going to be 3 short. I see how it is. That's alright. Well, we should at least put it in the one that isn't this one. We should at least put it in the bottom left furnace, so just remember this one is the sad furnace. But I think that is actually that's pretty awesome for just stuff I had lying around. Now to fill that space that I put under the staircase, I can make a classic double chest. And this will be another great place to just have a ton of storage space for various resources. And I assume that this will just end up holding... I can actually put probably a specific genre of like resources that we have down here. Probably namely our raw ores and our coal, assuming we find any more. We will. And I suppose we can also put our finished ores down there, which will be iron and gold. And none of this other stuff is ores, but I guess... I don't know. You could consider it to be ore, but not... I don't think so. I think that belongs in a different category. So I'll actually space these out a little bit so that they're fairly organized. I could do that better. Hang on. There we go. That's a lot better now. Alright. That's actually... I'm satisfied with that. I like that. I like how this place is looking, and it's just a huge expansion on the house, which is always good to have, because we've been making a ton of those recently, and it's just added so much more space to, like, think and do things, which is awesome. I actually don't have a bow in my inventory, so I'm going to get rid of those arrows and take a well-needed power nap after a couple days of hard stonemasonry. Now, I'm afraid at this rate of waking up out of this bed and falling out into the basement. So I think I'm going to relocate this bed to be like that, with the flower just above my head as I rest at night, and a skeleton outside of my door that I'm going to go get rid of as I please, which is right now. Is there another one? Oh. Hello. There we go. Where's the other one? You guys are just hanging out here. That's not cool. I'm not cool with that. I actually want to look at this notebook that I have to see. Oh goodness. I have quite a few other tasks planned, but I need to check the time to see if we have time left for them. Give me just 1 second on that. Alright. I just checked. We actually do have quite a bit of time left, which is great, because that means we can theoretically get all the things done I wanted to today. Speaking of things I wanted to get done today, I will showcase to you the other goals which I had kept fairly clandestine up until right now, because now we're doing them. Sorry. I don't know what is going on with me, but like something is happening in my body. Whatever the case, let me do what I intended to do. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to make some paintings, because I know that you can have those in this game. And I think just adding a little bit of artistry and aesthetic to the house. We'll give it a little bit more of a decorative appeal. Now, I think you can, yes, if you hit them and you put them back up, they can be a different painting. I like how that one fits in this space on the wall here. I think that that one fits very nicely. Just a pleasant man standing. Can we have one here? I don't know if I like the small painting. I don't want the same painting, though. Well, okay, game. No, I like that one. I like that painting. I think that that is good, actually. And I think I would just want one more. Now, my question is, can I use orange wool instead of white wool in the middle of the crafting recipe? Yes, I can. That's good, actually, because we have so much orange wool. And then we can put one here. I don't know what that is. Maybe? No, thank you. If we get that one again, I'll probably use it. That one's nice, too. I think I like that one. I think that's good, actually. Just a few little things to hang up to make the house just look a little bit nicer. I think that's something nice to have. Just a tiny little decorative goal to just keep adding little things to this house to give it a little bit more personality instead of just being walls of wood and pure resources. And, of course, our brand new shiny basement with a huge furnace array. I'm excited. Whatever the case, I have one more goal that I had set myself for this episode. And I believe we might actually have the resources to do quite a bit of it. Which I am quite excited for, actually. So I think we should just go ahead and get started in the endeavor of brewing potions. Because I know that you can do that in this game, and I know that they are very valuable if you get the right ones. So we have made ourselves a nice brewing stand. I think much like the flower pot, we should have a dedicated platform for it. You know what? Actually, I think that it would work most effectively in the basement. And for that, I'm going to need some additional blocks, namely some stone brick slabs. So, let's do what I intend to do here. Now, what is it that I intend to do? Well, I will show you right now. I will make a recess in this wall. Yes, this will probably be just about big enough. And then, of course, we'll have to place some stone bricks at the back, but that's no problem. We've got plenty. Just make sure that every surface that we know is going to be exposed is going to be covered. And then do our little slab thing here. And that should fit neatly there. Awesome. Just a nice little inset brewing station. I know we need more things for it, of course. I should actually look at what it does. Yes, okay. So we need to make glass bottles to make our potions. We very specifically need a shape. We very specifically need glass bottles because if we don't have glass bottles, we obviously can't do chemistry. So let's just make some of those real quick. I'm learning all this from just watching Minecraft videos on YouTube. I'd love to tell you who it was, but I never keep track of that kind of stuff. So, sorry, but if I do remember in the future, I will actually probably tell you who I watch because I find it fun. It's just a fun little pastime activity, just to take a little bit of the focus away from school and just have a moment to breathe, really. It's a nice and relaxing game both to play and to watch. And with the knowledge that I've been learning, I know some of the things that you can do in this game to start brewing. Now, I know that the very first step in this is to take your water bottles, just plain old water, and you need to infuse them with the nether warts, which we had found in the big dark castle while we were exploring the nether. We actually found multiple of them, and we found plenty of these things. And as I've learned, they are pretty much solely useful for this and not much else. At least as far as I know. But that should have finished, and now we have awkward potions. Of course, you can see they have no effects because the game says so, and I no-mindedly believe that it's correct. Foolishly? Possibly. Am I doing it anyway? Yes. Now it's the matter of picking the kind of potion that we want. Now, I know you need particular ingredients to make particular potions. I have not looked up a reference guide on what ingredients do what, but I do know some of the ingredients that do just make potions. I'm not sure what all of them are, and I'm not even sure what the ones I know do something do. That was a proper sentence, I believe. What I do know is that there are the gas tier that we got, which is from that big flying thing, does make some sort of potion. So we're going to go put that down in the brewing stand, see if it does the bubble, toil, and trouble. And yes, it's going ahead. So now we can see what kind of potion that ends up making. And that's about the extent of my knowledge so far. All I know is that you put in ingredients, they have to be particular ingredients, and they do particular things. We will find out as we do it more, and I'm excited to do it more because I think having these potions will make stuff like underground exploration and maybe even exploration of grander places like the Nether much simpler. Okay, so it's made potions of regeneration, which, as far as I know, make you spontaneously regenerate your health. Of course, one could guess that. Now, that's good actually, because that seems like it could be a very useful potion, especially for the aforementioned activities, things like mining, because we find ourselves encountering quite a lot of monsters in the darkness of the caves. I'm just going to make a small little chest here, and I'm going to place that, I'm not sure where. Here? Will it open here? Yes, it will. So I suppose we can put all of our made potions into there. As far as these potions of regeneration are concerned, I think they'll be very useful, prove themselves very useful in exploration, because being able to regenerate health spontaneously, as opposed to sitting and waiting for health to randomly regenerate whenever it pleases, I think is going to be a lot more reliable and a lot more safe, especially when we're in such dangerous areas as the huge expanse of caves that we have not fully yet explored in the new mineshaft branch. I think that's where these potions are really going to show their worth. And with that project completed, actually, that does just about wrap up the goals I set for myself in this episode. I suppose I will take this time to cook the residual ores that I have lying around, including this single piece of gold ore. And I'm not really sure what else we could do. I'm fairly certain we're up on time at this point, which is very nice and very neat and orderly. But I have fulfilled all the goals that I set for myself before starting the episode, which is constructing the basement. What's the other thing? I totally forgot what the other thing was. Constructing the basement, building paintings, and starting the concept of brewing. I remember one more thing. I remember what it was going to be, now that I'm reminding myself of it out loud. And I will go up and do that in just a moment, because I remember what it is now. There's one other thing that's tertiary to the paintings that we can do with resources that we just have lying around. Assuming we do have the resources lying around. Yes, we do. with leather and sticks, in much the same fashion that we constructed our paintings earlier, we can make item frames. And item frames are essentially like paintings, but you can put whatever you want inside them. You can probably even put an item frame in an item frame for item frameception. How about we test that? Yes, we can. You can do that. Oh, and you can rotate it too. Woo! Alright, that was fun. But, hello? Where did the other one go? What? Okay, so maybe don't place the item frame in the item frame because it appears to have gone to another plane of reality, never to be seen again. Unless it morphed through the floor and is now on the floor of my basement. Which it did not. Alright, good to know, good to know. That was very mysterious, and that was a waste of 8 sticks and a piece of leather, but not too much of a problem. Whatever the case, we're not going to do that again. And instead, we're going to place the item frame, and we're going to use it for something more interesting, like a cookie, or maybe even a diamond, I don't know. Or just any other of these various pieces of resources. It's really whatever we take to extreme value, or whatever we idolize in this Let's Play. Now, as far as what that is, I'm actually not entirely sure. It could be anything, really. It could be whatever I want, really, because I control this. But I'm not sure. Give me just a moment to think about it, because we definitely have plenty of things. You know what? I think we will hang up a diamond as a symbol of the great riches and the great progress that we've made so far, and really how nice and happy it has made me. Much like these diamonds have improved my happiness in this game. So I will hang one up there. Now, if we do end up needing that diamond, I will need to take it down, but for now it can remain up on the wall. And we can have it whatever direction we want it to be. I will leave it facing upward, because I think that that's the most aesthetically pleasing. And with that, I'm fairly certain that that is actually every single goal that I set for myself, besides putting away my newly acquired iron and gold bars in the chest. But other than that, we are pretty much done and at time for this episode. And I'm fairly satisfied with all the work that we managed to do in it. We had a fairly thorough variety of things that we managed to accomplish, and a massive expansion of both our available space and our available resource trafficking and processing network, which I think is very good for the hopeful and expansive future as we just continue to get more material wealth, more space, and more ambition. All right. Well, as always, I'd like to thank you all for your continued support of the series. The support has been growing steadily, and it's reached an all-time high as of the last episode, and I'm super excited to see that people are enjoying it. I love reading the comments, I love getting feedback, and I love seeing people enjoying it for what it is. And I'm super glad to be able to continue it, and super grateful that I have such an audience already. So, yeah, I'd just like to extend that amount of thanks, especially to this series, and to my channel in general. I hope you'll stick around to see the continuation of the series. If you are enjoying it, you may want to consider hitting the like button, or even the subscribe button if you want to regularly catch the future episodes. Whatever the case, I'm glad that you continue to support and follow the channel, and I thank you for your time. Goodbye.